winning takes the best. And right now in America, we're not selecting people based on if they're qualified for jobs when it comes to who's running the country. We're selecting people based on what color they are, what gender they are, the first trans this, that, this, that. Like, dude, that's not how we're supposed to be doing it, guys.
Told my teacher, dumb bitch, I'm going to get millions. Watch this. In the project living, spoke it till existence. Voila. More change than 50, got more cars than Diddy. I only weigh 180, but my watch cost 250.
What's up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realistic about the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society. And welcome to motherfucking reality. Guys, we have a full-length show today. I got the notes right here, but I haven't read them. Because I got Vaughn here to guide the show, and I'm excited about that. What's going on, brother?
What's going on is that I'm dreaming about a new car.
Oh, you are?
Oh yeah.
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
A Honda?
I mean, I don't want to.
No, bro. He loves
I don't want to
Honda.
intimidate you, but I'm dreaming pretty big. Yeah. I mean, see, one of the things that made this more of an issue is that I was so locked in, so mentally tough and focused that I ran into our mailbox. So I kind of dinged up my my Honda Accord a little bit. Yeah. So I'm dreaming of an Acura TLX.
Oh yeah.
Shit. Yeah. So
hey,
I'm
Acura
leveling
makes nice
up.
Shit, dude.
Yeah. No, I like it. Leather interior, of course. Right. Yeah. So
really?
Yeah, dude.
What is going on, dude?
I'm gonna catch up with you in a couple.
You're going
years.
through a life crisis. What's going on over here?
Well, I'm a little worried that if I upgrade like that and I get a little Impaler. Personalized license
you're
plate.
going to need security.
It's going to be
girls off you,
MFCE hose all over again.
MFCE hose. DJ,
fuck,
what we going to do with this dude?
Oh, bro, I don't know, man.
We're missing Sal. Sal's down in Miami.
I'm getting a tan on.
He's getting his tan.
Yeah.
He's getting his little Cubano, Latino vibe going on. People think that
I can see that actually.
Yeah, that's what people think.
Yeah.
I like the Latin people of Miami. They're fun, dude.
They are.
And I've never been to Miami.
They are. That guy that just interviewed you and me both, I was for sure he was Italian, but he wasn't.
Oh, is he Latin?
Rich Cardona, which even sounds Italian, but he's Spanish or Hispanic or something like that. But did he not look exactly like the Karate Kid? Like a cooler version?
Like
he looked like Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio's Italian though, right?
Yeah, he's Italian. Yeah. So, but
hey,
it's awesome, dude.
But how are you been doing?
I'm good, man. I lost my voice. So my
did?
voice is still I lost my voice last weekend. And still I'm like trying to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Did you do a speaking engagement or something or?
Yeah, sort of. You could say that. I spoke for a while to a single individual at a very high volume.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I lost my voice.
I miss those days.
Quite the engagement. But hey, man, you know what? It happens, and it is what it is, and I deserve to deal with no voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, just everything's cool. 2-year garage build project is like literally coming to a close, like in the next couple days. I'm very excited about that. If you've ever dealt with construction before, it's a whole fucking ordeal. So. But
I'm happy for you, man.
Oh, it's cool, man.
I'm happy.
Me
for
too.
You. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, like me, I'm not as much of a car guy, although I like when you post about your car stuff. But it's been super interesting following what you posted about the development of the house and all the grounds. Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, see, very cool.
I don't know, man. Like I've kind of cut back on my posting the lifestyle success shit because I found that most people just take it the wrong fucking way.
Yeah.
And, they don't realize like that is my actual life. Like I can't fucking show my life.
It's not a flex if it's a lifestyle.
That's
it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's that's how I live. And now I can understand why people who are at a certain point in life don't show their life because people misinterpret it, you know, and they think of it as bragging or flexing. Well, first of all, motherfucker, I worked really hard for all that shit.
Right.
So I am proud of it.
Yeah.
But second of all, that kind of stuff inspires the younger people, and while there might be some people who think it's bragging, there's just as many or if not more that are like, that's fucking awesome. And, I just kind of got out of it during COVID because I know that, a lot of people are struggling and having a hard time. And I wanted to be sensitive to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know.
I get it, dude. I mean,
I think I'm going to get back to posting my boss shit though, because like it is the truth.
Well, I think you should,
bro. It's who the fuck I am.
And like you've said before, it depends on the person. They're either going to be intimidated and irritated by it, or they're going to be inspired by it.
Yeah.
And I for a while,
I'm inspired by that shit.
Yeah.
You know, so
that's what I enjoy about the pictures.
Yeah. I was just, you know, it is what it is, man. People are fucking weird. And like, go ahead.
This is how I look at it, man. Like, and I've never told you this directly. But I mean, like the average person, like listening here, how many people do you know in your life that actually like set goals and set these dreams and visions and actually follow through? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it's like being around somebody and getting to see this man that's like setting these goals. And then not only does he set these goals, he follow through on them. And for me, it's amazing. That's why, bro, I'm happy for you, man.
Well,
I don't think it's nothing to shy away from.
No, dude, look, man, it's not. It's just, you know, it gets a fucking old.
Yeah.
Like it gets old hearing it. Like you hear the same shit from the same kind of people. It's like, bro, why the fuck you even follow me? Like, why you follow me? You follow me just to see if I lose? Because I'm going to save you a whole bunch of fucking time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking lose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go back to living on a piss-stained fucking mattress and I'll show all you guys that if that's what it takes. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not afraid of losing. I'm not afraid of going backwards. And that's why I won't. And see, dude, you know, and you guys know who follow me consistently, man. I get up every day. I do what the fuck I got to do. And dude, you can't, it's really hard you can't beat someone like that. Someone like that has to beat themselves. You know what I mean? And that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So if you're following me to see me trip, you should go fucking find somebody else to watch because you're going to be highly disappointed.
Go follow Hillary Clinton or something.
Or the entire fucking Democrat side of the fucking aisle right now.
Fuck.
Holy shit.
I get it though, dude. I mean, when Kasha and I bought our Honda Odyssey, man, I was flexing on that all the time, showing people.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something.
You know,
those fucking nice minivans are pretty nice.
They are actually. They
I
handle
would
really
roll
well.
One, but
0 to 60 in under a minute.
They do get down and under a minute.
But I mean, dude, like, look, dude, I had that dream for that garage for 20 years.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I'm excited for people to see it. I mean, we're going to get the YouTube going. We got a bunch of content plans coming up. I'm going to get back to posting that shit. I just haven't. I haven't. I've enjoyed not posting, if that makes sense. Like I've enjoyed having some privacy and not showing what the fuck I'm doing. And I don't know.
How healthy is that though? It shows that you aren't tied to it.
Oh, I'm not
like
at
that
all.
your identity is not tied to it.
Not only that, my business isn't tied. People think that I got to post to do that. No, I don't. I'm established, bro.
Right.
You know, and but I'm not where I want to be. I'm not even close. So I mean, we're getting ready to get back on the gas real hard in terms of social content. And I know a lot of you guys out there follow me for car content. We got some really cool shit coming up for that. So,
dude, you know what I think is really cool though, for those who have at least followed you since the MFCO project, like 2015. I think what's cool is those people can see your progression. Like they knew the old facility for First Form. They knew, like, there were a couple times where you had some content from the old garage, you know, that little warehouse that you were using. Yeah. And so they can see your progression and they can see that you evolve just like anybody else. Yeah. And to me, like, that's exciting as a human being to look and see how somebody is progressing and going, hey, I can do it too. Yeah. You know, we might be on different levels, but we all progress.
Yeah. I just been doing it longer.
Right.
That's it. And that's the thing. That's what I always try to tell people. Like, I'm a regular fucking person, dude. I just execute, you know, and it's that simple. And all the other dudes and women that I know that win, they're all the same. They're normal people. Like, I know, what'd you tell me today on the fucking ride here about the problems? Everybody has them. Like, they don't go away. Like, people, and I thought the same thing for the longest, where it's like, you know, oh, rich people don't have problems. No. They have the same problems. They deal with car repairs and cars breaking down and all of this. Their problems just get fixed a lot faster, maybe, or, you know, quicker, sure. Yeah, instead of stressing over the $500, you make a phone call and get it done. And just get it done. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Ed said, when you start getting really wealthy and successful, it's not that your air condition breaks down in your home. It's the 7 air conditions that you have in your home break down.
Yeah, which is first world problem, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So you're lucky to have those problems.
Yeah, exactly.
You're fortunate to have those problems.
Exactly.
You know, and that's it. And I'm excited about where we're going, content direction wise, and to get back at it, especially with the car stuff, because it's something I'm passionate about. Like, you know, like a lot of you all are as well. A lot of the following that comes from the internet to our show, they come from cars. And so those people, if that's you, you're going to be very excited. You know, it's funny because a lot of people don't understand that the car thing, everybody's got their thing, right? But the car thing, you know, a lot of people they think it's like about showing off, or they don't understand what the fuck, they don't get it, right? It's like, if you golf and I don't want to play golf, I don't get why you play golf. Like, I just don't get it. So a lot of people don't get that. But what you all that don't get it don't understand is that for a lot of people, cars are a huge motivator. And people will shit on the car thing or the material goal thing. You know, Gary likes to do this a lot. Like, fuck, you want to cry in your fucking Ferrari? No, motherfucker, I'm trying to laugh in my Ferrari. That's what the fucking point is, right? And you have this society now that's selling people this lesser dream. Like, you don't need this shit to be happy. Well, no shit. No one ever said you needed it to be happy. But it can motivate some people to do some amazing things. And I'm one of those people. And I'm a person who, from the time of 8 years old, I've been interested in cars. I fucking love cars. I love car culture. I love every kind of car. And, you know, that passion has driven me to be financially successful. And in that financial success, there's hundreds of other people that earn a living from that and eat from that and pay their bills from that. And then there's thousands of people outside this building that do that. So how can having a material goal that motivates you to go create something like that be a bad thing?
Where do you think that comes from, though?
It comes from not understanding culture. Like if we're talking about Gary, for example, like Gary's a New York guy. They don't fucking drive anywhere. You know, they don't, that's not part of their life, right? They don't get it. But,
but down here,
my point is in saying this, and I love Gary, but my point is in saying this, we have to be careful, especially people with voices, to not take away people's drive by shitting on it, on whatever their dream or their goal is. You know, there's lots of young people out there right now that, you know, they've got a dream to have a nice big house and cars and all the same shit. And like everywhere they go, everybody says that's a selfish dream. That's a fuck. Well, how is that selfish if literally thousands of other people are earning their living because of that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I just did an Andy cam about this, about being selfish in order to be selfless.
Right.
And that's a concept that people can't grasp. I think that culture, I think there's a lot of things that come from that culture or that create what you're talking about. One, you just don't understand. You never were into it. Cool. All right. Two, you grew up in a household where money and success was villainized. You know, it was, you know, you came home from school or wherever and your mom or your dad was saying that, you know, the boss is a fucking dick. All he cares about is money. Money's fucking the root of all evil. We all hear this shit from people. Must be nice. Do not have any work. You know, like we hear that. And so it creates negative boundaries in our head and thoughts in our head about money that we end up having to like fight our whole lives to fix shit. Because in real world, like in reality, money actually does fix a lot of motherfucking problems. And so,
fast.
Yeah. So what are we talking about when we tell our kids and speak to our kids poorly about having money and saying, you know, that it's not a good thing and that it's a bad thing? You guys have to understand and be smart enough to know that that's part of the indoctrination of culture that they want you to think. Nobody at the top of the fucking food chain here, and I'm not talking about entrepreneurs, I'm talking about the motherfuckers that control the government, control the television, control all the shit. None of these people want you to win. They want you to be a little cog in a big machine that does its little role and is happy to have virtually nothing and live with it. And so that's where these things are created from, you know, these stereotypes, these ideas, these false stories that are repeated over and over again. And it's why they're not corrected, you know?
Well, they either make them seem like they villainize it or they make it seem so far stretched where it's like, that's not
possible.
Yeah,
but see, dude, they don't start that in the beginning of your life. You know, in the beginning of your life.
You can do anything you want.
That's right. And then all of a sudden you get to a certain age where, you know, they have to start teaching you the truth.
Yeah, now you gotta be real.
Yeah. And now the truth is, DJ, you really ain't that fucking special.
Right.
And you know what? You just need to get realistic and get a job like everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's a fucking bad thing.
Yeah.
And a huge problem in the world right now, especially here in America, is that the wrong people are teaching people. And I know I'm going to get some hate from some teachers who are very good. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm not talking about you guys that care. You know damn well, because I've got some friends that are professors and teachers that are good.
Yeah.
And they know damn well that most of them aren't.
Yeah.
Most of them don't care. Most of them only care about pushing their own objectives into these kids' brains. And dude, that's fucking wrong.
Well, and it's evident too. You see the teacher that was just pulled over. Did you see that video with the Hispanic cop that pulled the teacher over there? Like that's upsetting. And she's teaching our kids.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Like, what about like, does she not, I wonder if she has any Hispanic children in her classrooms. Like, I mean, like, where are we at right now?
Not only that, she's telling the guy he wishes he was white.
Like, what?
What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
that's
dude,
insane.
That's just disgusting. And if I'm going to be frank, I know it's a little bit different of a topic. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired of the division in this country. I'm tired of the fake division. Dude, we go out on the streets, bro. Black people and white people are getting along.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we're cool.
Right.
And cops are pretty cool most of the time. Almost all the black people I know are fucking cool. Actually, all the black people I know are fucking cool. Almost all the white people I know are cool. Do we have some shitbags in every fucking category of that, of those segments? Absolutely. There is some piece of shit cops. There is some piece of shit white people. There's some piece of shit black people.
Yeah.
And a lot of you motherfuckers out there are trying to use the narratives when they're convenient for you, like this woman who got pulled over, to not realizing what she's actually creating, because now it's everywhere.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And now you've created, because you were upset and you said some things that you shouldn't have said, that you shouldn't even think. Okay. Now you've created a whole bunch of big problems in the world. There's more tension and more, like, dude, I'm just fucking over it.
Yeah.
And because it's not real. And everybody listening to this fucking show knows it. My black friends will say, well, when I get pulled over by the cop, my fucking heart races. Well, no shit, motherfucker, mine too,
bro.
Like that's not a universal thing to erase.
Bro, I drive a fucking cop car. When I hear sirens, I get fucking nervous.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but dude, here's how I see this. Because everybody's afraid to have conversations about difficult topics, there's all these things that are assumed and they're not communicated properly. Like when I've talked to a few of my black friends, they say, well, you've never had to be scared of the cops. I'm like, no, actually, like I've always been scared of the cops, bro.
Yeah.
Like when they come pull me over, I get nervous too. My heart races. I don't know what the fuck's happening. I've had my ass kicked by a cop when I didn't deserve it. I've also had my ass kicked by a cop when I did deserve it.
Right.
Okay. We have to take some accountability on our own part of what is what.
Well, put it like this. Are you scared of your parents? Because I don't know. I did some fucked up shit as a kid, got my ass whooped.
Yeah, I did too.
I'm scared of my fucking mom.
Yeah.
I know she'll whoop my ass. But again, it's the accountability part because I know that I probably did something that I shouldn't have done.
Well, and dude, we got a problem with that in our culture. And there's all kinds of these. What's going on in America right now is really just a bunch of little small cultural problems.
Yeah.
Police have a cultural problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the police problem. You guys who are cops tolerate those shitbag cops being a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kick those motherfuckers out.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers that we're talking about too. The guys who fucking posture up on every situation and they walk around and they think they're hard ass shit. Hey, fuck those guys. Get them the fuck out.
Yep.
Okay. Those are the guys that ruin it for the rest of you guys. So if you don't want the rest of the world to hate you, you're going to have to fucking get rid of those guys. Black people, you're going to have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You're going to have to stop celebrating people who are criminals as martyrs. Okay. Like this woman in where was it? Columbus, who was clearly going to stab this other woman in the fucking neck. Okay. And this is coming from someone who's been stabbed. I've been stabbed. I'm a victim of violent crime. Do you think I wish that a cop would have shot that motherfucker? Fucking right I do. But instead, everybody jumps on and tries to make it a thing. Like this was bad. She was doing, whether or not she's a bad person, I don't know. But she made a very bad decision that day and she paid a consequence for it. And that's what we have to understand, and these things, I'm not standing up for what happened to George Floyd and saying that, and saying that that's that he should be discounted, right? Or that it should be like not, but dude, we got to be real. The motherfucker was a criminal. He was forging checks. He was doing fucking drugs. He took
fentanyl in the store.
He had lethal amount of fentanyl in his blood. Now, did the cops do a bad job? Yes, they fucking did. Do I think they're pieces of shit? Yes, I fucking do. But we have to be able to admit the real scenario that's happening. And we cannot, as a society or a group of any sort, as Americans, defend people who are bad. And dude, in white culture, you don't see this happening. You don't see some white fucking shitbag get killed and white people go rally and march around it. What do we say? Fucker probably deserved it.
Jim Bob probably deserved it.
That's it. And so, dude, so the thing is like, what's happening is we have a bunch of little cultural problems that could be solved inside these little cultures real easily. You know, it's very frustrating, man, because like I can see what's happening. And I know a lot of people, you know, they're going to hear me say those things. They're going to say, well, you're a white dude, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. If we're going to look at just the color of my skin and base my thoughts off of that, you're not ready to listen to this show. You're not ready to listen to this show.
Turn it off right now, actually.
Yeah. Like, bro, we have, in America, we have to get back to what great Americans like Martin Luther King said, where it's the content of character, not the identity politics. You know, identity politics, black man, white woman, they, he, she, their, this, that. Bro, no, they're fucking people. And until we get back to that, we are never going to heal what's going on. And we have to be smarter as Americans to understand that we are being propagated to. We are being intentionally antagonized and instigated to have conflict so that we don't notice what those people up there are doing to us, starting with the fucking 50% plus tax the wealthiest people in America pay. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like, guys, we have to be smarter than this. And this is not an attack on any of you. This is a plea for you to please understand what I've been trying to say to you for fucking 5-6 years now. We are all Americans. We're all on the same team. We might have differences amongst that team, but this is a fucking team. And the people over there in China, they're loving what's happening right now. They're loving it because we are fighting each other to death. We are weakening the culture. We are weakening the male species, okay, in America to the point where we're not going to be even able to defend ourselves against anybody because of the fucking conflict we have internally.
We're doing all their hard work for them.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing it on purpose. Dude, and you guys, you know, you can't, a lot of people can't tie together China to the manipulation that's been happening in America. Well, dude, if you're going to think of how many people are really behind all this division, there's only a fucking dozen people. And if China's paying each of them $1 billion or something, you know, how hard is it for you to imagine that they'll just pump that shit into our brains?
Mm-hmm.
Get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So what I hear you saying really is when it all comes down to it is we don't have a race problem. What we have is a culture problem.
I think we have a fucking marketing problem.
Well, a marketing problem too, but I think there's a culture in America that is committed to winning, committed to being a good person, committed to being positive, committed to being a good ambassador of your race. And then there's another culture of victimhood and what'd you call it? Identity politics and blaming the other person and being divisive for the sake of divisive. And the big question in America is which one of those cultures is going to win? Which one of those cultures is going to be
all going to lose.
The dominant culture?
All those cultures are going to lose.
No, what I'm saying
American
is
culture will win ultimately.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying.
80% of people understand what I'm saying and agree with it. Okay, it's only 20% that don't. It's people who have been brought up in this intentional divisive atmosphere that our school system has created, which includes things like identity politics. It includes things like critical race theory. It includes things like removing anything American from the classroom and classifying it as oppressive. Okay.
White supremacy.
Or racist.
Yes. Oh, no.
Right.
Yeah. When you say that the entire American system is based around white people, white supremacy, bro, what are you telling the kids? What are these kids? And how should a white person feel when you're saying, hey, you're a fucking white supremacist because you were born white? And you know what else? You're racist and you don't even know it. Like, dude, shut the fuck up with this shit. Okay? We've already have an American hero. And it's funny because the people who say this shit are still posting Martin Luther King on January 16th. You know what I'm saying? Bro, Martin Luther King would fucking condemn all of you for the way you're behaving.
I personally am convinced about that.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
100% he would. And people will say, well, his kids say, I don't give a fuck what his kids say. I'm saying what he would say. Okay? That man gave his life to bring people onto a level of equality. And whether or not you think that equality, whatever you think it is, what it really is equality of opportunity. That is what this country was founded upon. And that's been taken and run with to now to where people think it's equality of result. There will never be equality of result. You will try to make, this is what communism and socialism does. It tries to make equality through legislation, and it does achieve some level of equality, but you know what it does? It makes everybody fucking destitute.
Right. Dude, it's not even really an opinion. It's a matter of historical fact. I would encourage anybody to go you can find an audio version or you can find the actual print version, but it's called the Autobiography of Martin Luther King. It's all of his collected writings and somebody put them together in sort of an autobiographical thing. But he tells this whole story. And as you're reading this, a couple things come to mind. One is, okay, anybody wants to whitewash the fact that white people were pretty horrible to blacks during the 1960s, 50s. I mean, that happened for sure. But if you read his response to it and what he advocated, he wasn't one of these people that was saying, oh, America's horrible. It's the great Satan. In fact, it was quite the opposite. What he was saying is, America's so great and our founding principles are awesome. And the reason that we have racism and what's called, what's the word for segregation? The reason we have all these things is because people are not living up to the American values. So contrary to what people do today, which is
agree with that.
Yeah, and contrary to what people do today, where they say, oh, America sucks and that's why we have racism. Martin Luther King did the exact opposite. He said, actually, America's a great nation. And when we have segregation, we're not living up to that greatness. And it's like, it was a completely different approach. And certainly he wasn't into looting and breaking windows and destroying property. It was all about, we're going to very systematically just disobey. We're going to very peacefully disobey these unjust laws, which has modern day applications, by the way, but we're going to very peacefully disobey these unjust laws. And then on top of that, he was very strategic in how they tried to hit the economic bottom line in the wallet of people who were being unjust. But it was like nothing today. I totally agree with you. There's somewhere along the line, the whole movement of racism or anti-racism has really lost its way. Well, but I got a question.
The problem is with that, Vaughn, here's the problem. Everybody out there is like, fuck you guys. Everybody's thinking that now. Like, they're like, dude, I'm fucking tired of hearing this.
Right.
Okay. So the problem now is that when actual racism is happening, we're not going to be able to identify it.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
It's the same thing with the Me Too movement.
It's become a meaningless word.
That's correct. The same thing with the Me Too movement. You know, if everybody's a victim, then fucking nobody's a victim.
Mm-hmm.
And so, dude, like, for example, just a lot of this shit is just not thought through. And we're giving power to people that don't have the capacity to understand what they're doing, or they're being bribed to do very evil shit to our communities. Let me take the example of St. Louis right now. Cori Bush just fucking had the police defunded in St. Louis. Okay. Now, she got elected for Black voices. Do we agree or disagree with that?
Agree.
Okay.
1,000%.
So you defunded the fucking police in St. Louis, one of the highest crime cities, violent crime cities in the country. There's going to be less police. There's going to be more crime, and more Black people are going to die at the hands of other Black people than ever before in the history of the city, because that was put into place. Now, you got elected to keep these people safe and help them prosper as Americans. And you just created a situation that's going to cost the lives of literally thousands of more people, thousands of more innocent people than would have otherwise. For what? For what? To pretend like you're part of a civil rights, some sort of civil rights thing? That's fucked up, man. It's evil shit.
That's a good word for it.
It's evil shit.
It is evil.
And dude, it's not being thought through. You know, LeBron James, if you really cared about fucking black communities, you would understand that they have to be kept safe, because the statistics show that black on black crime is the number one killer of black people, not the police, not fucking white people. And it's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close. Okay. And you're talking about creating a scenario that where it creates a wild, wild west scenario where people are going to die. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people that should not have died are going to die now because of these things. And I don't know if it's these people are being paid to do this shit, or if it's they're ignorant, or if it's they're evil. I can't fucking tell. But here's the point. It's wrong. And it's not a good strategy. And until our communities wake up to this and get over the fact that they want to get a few likes or some attention on their phone, on social media or Instagram for saying, you know, the divisive fucking statement of the day, bro, we're not going to heal.
Here's another example for you. This is, again, just in our own backyard in St. Louis City. So the newly elected mayor, Tashara Jones. So the St. Louis City Police Department, they have a small squad of officers inside the department that run this program called DART, D-A-R-T, which is the Domestic Abuse Response Team. So these are a handful of officers that are certified and trained to deal with domestic abuse situations. They're able to directly offer assistance with the people that are involved in the abuse situation, resources, all these things. And it's a group of, I believe it was like 30 or so officers, and they're spread out in the department, and they respond to domestic abuse. The mayor, who is a black female, the first black female of St. Louis City, just disbanded that entire group of officers completely. Right. So it's like, here's another situation where St. Louis City, not only does it lead in homicide, it leads a lot in domestic abuse. Now all of those resources and those officers who should be responding to those calls won't, because they no longer will have those certifications and no longer have the resources or funding to assist those people.
Do you have some sense in which, do you know if those officers are black or white? Like the vast majority of them?
I think we talk about the demographics of St. Louis City. I want to say it's probably somewhere right now about 15% black to maybe 80% white.
Okay.
I mean, I would say it's pretty accurate where with the national diversity.
Okay. The reason I ask is because, I mean, black or white, by disbanding it, I assume that means that all those people are now out of jobs.
I mean, I wouldn't say
what they did was they had a few hundred job openings, and that they were seeking for people to come apply and be a part of, and then they just closed those. So that's how they got rid of a few hundred jobs. Okay. I don't know the exact number, but
it was 200. It was 200. So in St. Louis City, they had about 200 vacancies, right?
Okay.
And so they had all this funding for the vacancies that the department would pool and use in other places until those vacancies were filled. They completely erased the vacancy list, which means that funding that was going to those, waiting for that to be filled, or is now completely gone as well.
Gotcha.
But the DART program was still being funded because it was like 30 or so officers in that program. That's being completely gone away.
Now, here's a question for you. Andy, you're a couple years younger than I am. DJ, you're significantly younger. But this might just be wishful thinking on my part. But when I was growing up in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, my perception as a white person was there was this sort of monolithic position of the black community. Like they had a unified narrative. And if you were a black person and you wanted to get your voice heard in a way that sort of countered the unified sort of position of the black community, that was not going to happen. And yet, what I feel like is happening more and more is I'm hearing more and more about people like Candace Owens, Anthony Brian Logan, who was the dude?
Officer
Tatum.
Officer
Tatum.
Jones.
I'm. You know how the left likes to talk about elevating black voices,
but only if it's in line with
It has
that.
to
right?
fit the narrative.
But what I'm perceiving is that there's actually the elevation of some unique, very, very necessary voices that are happening among the black community, and I feel like
I love
those people are getting more and more traction.
I agree.
And am I imagining that,
No,
or
I
is
see
that
it
really
too.
happening?
I see it too.
No, it's absolutely happening.
Yeah, dude, look, man. Look, when you're pandered to and marketed to and manipulated with data and statistics and headlines, and you're told your whole life you live in a white world where only fucking white people succeed and fuck white, what the fuck do you think you're going to think?
Right.
It's going to be hard to believe anything outside of those things, right? And at the very least, you're going to be reserved when, you're going to have your doubts. It's kind of like, I don't like snakes. So when I'm around one, I get fucking nervous.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying?
I hate 'em.
So
Even though you've never been bit by one.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But dude, so, here's what it comes down to. They're not teaching these people, white or black or fucking anybody, the right shit in schools anymore. And they're not teaching people what America's founded upon, which is equal opportunity. All men are created equal. Men and women are created equal. The opportunity to pursue success, happiness, a better life, right? That's what you're guaranteed in America. You're guaranteed the opportunity, not the result. And that's not what's being taught anymore.
On the flip side too, I always believed, and I still believe that, we as Americans, we have an obligation to this country, right? Like there is a certain, you as an American citizen, right? There's an obligation that you have to this country. You should work. You should want to give back to your nation, right? It's not what your nation can do for you. It's what you can do for you, right? That's completely gone.
Yeah, but DJ, how could you have it? How could you have that if you don't allow if you teach an entire generation of young people that America is an oppressive, racist place, how could they have that?
Yeah.
They couldn't.
Yeah.
And so you can't blame them for people that feel that way, for feeling that way when they've been taught that.
It's no
and
different.
what we're fighting here is for these people to understand, okay, look, you guys are okay, and some of you guys who are, I would say, like 35 and older listening to the show, you understand the changes that have taken place. If you're 20 years old, it's just always been that way. So how can you explain that it's like trying to explain someone that the color of the sky is actually green. You were just taught it was blue.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And dude, that it's very hard to break through that. And that's what we're seeing in society right now. And I would encourage people to really step back and question their beliefs and thoughts about like, what is America really a bad place? If you really think America is a bad racist place, you haven't studied what other places are like.
Right.
At all.
Or you haven't seen America.
Or yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you live on Instagram in some echo chamber.
Yeah.
Right? You're not out shaking the hands of people.
No.
Look, man, I'll tell you this. DJ and I do cardio every day, and we see all kinds of people. Black, white, yellow, fucking red, brown, fucking all the colors of the fucking crayons, man.
Yeah.
We see them, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you know what's funny? I wave to everybody. And most of the time they wave back.
Yeah.
And most people are cool as fuck. Like, it doesn't matter what fucking color they are. It doesn't matter where they come from. Most people want the same shit, right? They want a fair opportunity. They want to work. They want to fucking feel accomplished. The problem is we have a lot of people who have been taught that wealth is bad, winning is bad, everything is racist. It doesn't matter if the best person gets the job. What matters is that person is a certain identity or a certain gender or a certain sexual orientation or a certain color. And dude, if you can't understand that that's a terrible way to run something, you don't have a very good business mind, because winning takes the best. And right now in America, we're not selecting people based on if they're qualified for jobs when it comes to who's running the country. We're selecting people based on what color they are, what gender they are, the first trans like, dude, that's not how we're supposed to be doing it, guys. We're supposed to be electing the fucking best people for the jobs, regardless of what they look like or who they like to have sex with or what they prefer to wear or any of these things. And that's how we should be looking at it. We should be looking at it as, is that person qualified? And what's happening is they've marketed to the average, human's ego enough that you're not a good person if you don't vote for this person just because they're this. I mean, and if I question it, I'm a fucking bigot, right? Well, is Rachel Levine actually the most qualified human for her position? I would say probably fucking not. Okay. But we have a segment of society that celebrates that shit just because that's a trans woman. And that's not anti-trans. We shouldn't be putting people. Now, if I'm wrong and that's the most qualified person, I'll swallow my words and apologize.
But guess what? She's not qualified because she's trans. Like that's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
like that identity doesn't make her more or less qualified.
And culture is so hungry for these like historical fucking moments that the younger generation, I was a part of history by being for this. Bro, you're ruining the fucking country. You are ruining, and dude, you, for your 5 seconds of moral superiority that you feel for posting.
That's what it is.
Wait. For posting, I'm so happy to be a part of this historic moment. You motherfuckers are ruining shit, and you don't even understand that because of your moral superiority that you need by being on that shit, your kids are going to fucking suffer tremendously and harshly.
I just had a funny
Dude, I saw a video yesterday, and a lot of you guys might have saw it, of this, there's a video going around of this little girl crying because she can't breathe through her mask. And they're on the front, I think it's a Nest camera, a doorbell camera that's capturing, or what do they call that, Ring? The Ring.
It's like a Nest,
Ring,
yeah. Same, yep.
There's a Ring camera, and it's recording the whole conversation, and it's going viral right now. And it shows this little girl, I don't know, 7, 7, crying her eyes out saying she can't breathe. And the mom's sitting there telling her, you have to wear, listen, that's fucking child abuse, bro.
Yeah.
Like that mom is so fucking concerned with what people fucking think of her parenting that she is willing to make her child sick, suffer, fucking mentally fucking suffer for her own ego. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, bro, this is wrong. This is evil shit. And you guys out there still pushing this shit. There's no date. Like you're going to write me a message and say, oh, you fucking 560 thousand people. Bro, you don't know that. The data's been it's all going to come out too. It's all going to come out. The truth is going to come out. And a lot of you motherfuckers are going to owe me a big apology.
Yeah.
Because dude, this data, I'm good at data. I know fucking data. I'm the fucking motherfucker on the Matrix looking at fucking data. That's me. Okay. I'm telling you, from day one in March 2020, I wrote you guys and told you guys what the fuck was going on. And now we have a scenario where it's hard for people to see it because it's literally unbelievable that it's fucking happening. But dude, they use those PCR tests. You had Dr. Sarasky on the show fucking tell you guys. They use the PCR tests to set and test for such a microscopic level of virus that everybody tested positive, okay? And that drove the case numbers up. Then they attached all the death numbers to these comorbidities. And what really killed all these people is their fucking comorbidities. Mm-hmm. They had heart attacks. They had cancers. They had fucking all these other things. And the real death number of COVID is under 20,000 people who caught COVID. And that's actually what killed
healthy
them.
People. Yeah.
Yes. And dude, we got the data right in front of us, but people are so proud to be like morally superior that they won't even look at it. Dude, that's a problem. And if that's you, I would highly consider it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to say to yourself, you know what? I fucking picked the wrong side on this one. And until we get to that point, we're going to still be going through this fucking bullshit. Everybody knows this bullshit. Everybody knows this bullshit. I was on a plane in Arizona a month ago. Me and DJ went, and we're getting off the plane, and the fucking alert comes on the phone and says, hey, the mask mandate is lifted. And I'm like, great, because I'm not wearing a fucking mask either way.
Wasn't doing it anyway.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited. Okay. I was excited because we got to be somewhere on the first day to see what happened. Like, how did people react? Were they still going to wear the mask? Are they actually scared? Or is everybody just go back to normal? Bro, we went to fucking dinner at this place. I forget what it was. A nice place. And there's probably 300-400 people in there. There's only one table with masks on. One. So what's that tell you? That tells you that most of the people have been complying out of social pressure. They're not actually scared. If you were actually scared of this shit, you wouldn't leave your fucking house. And so what we have here is a bunch of people who want to pretend that they're such good people that they're willing to literally ignore the science, and it's absurd. It's absurd.
We've lost the ability to just use common sense, man.
No, dude, it's not. They know it's fucking absurd.
Yeah.
They're doing it to prove a point instead of just saying, hey, I'm on the wrong. Bro, I'm going to tell you guys, if you're listening to this and you're one of these people, which you're probably not because you probably stopped listening to me a long time ago, but if you are still on the wrong side. And the further this goes, the further it's going to show you're on the wrong side. So if you've been hesitating on fucking switching to like the science, the actual science side, I would suggest doing so sooner than later, because you're just going to look and feel more dumb, and it's going to be harder to fucking say you were wrong.
Well, think about this, bro. You wake up in the morning with a runny nose, you're a little sweaty, right? You're coughing. What do you say? I got the fucking cold. You don't have to get tested for that. But I'm supposed to have to go get tested for one of the deadliest fucking viruses that were ever made?
Not only that, bro. If it was that deadly, like they're saying, with the numbers that they're saying, they wouldn't have to run a 24-hour marketing campaign. They wouldn't have to pay celebrities. They wouldn't have to pay Instagram influencers.
That's an excellent point.
They wouldn't have to do all this shit. You wouldn't have to be reminded through a major campaign with celebrities and athletes and influencers to go get vaccinated. Motherfucker, you'd be there instantly.
Right.
You'd be there. I would be there.
You would have like to convince 10 people who were dead.
Bro, look, for the first fucking 2 or 3 days of this shit, I was fucking pretty scared. Like, because I'm like, they're showing, I didn't realize. I didn't even realize how fucked up the media was. They're showing, I knew they were going to do some dirty shit, like I said in December of 2019.
Yeah.
Like, I knew they were going to do something.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was going to be this bad.
Right.
And like, now they have a scenario where, people, they have ingrained this idea that they're showing the same clips from Italy in the United States, or, you know what I'm saying? They're like, dude, it's I don't know. They've exposed themselves.
Yeah.
And like, now I don't believe any fucking thing they say. Nothing. I don't believe any, bro. In fact, if you watch CNN, I would say whatever they say, the opposite is probably true.
Yep.
For real. And what's happened now, they scared us. They fucking showed these people falling over dead in the streets. Bro, I was fucking scared. Dude, remember me and you, we would go to sales. We would work out in his little gym. We fucking wipe down everything.
Yeah.
We're fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like
Lysol wipe. I mean, dude, we were doing it.
I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, well, I'm pretty healthy. I'm pretty young. I'm pretty strong, dude. Like, I'll probably be okay, but I still don't want this shit if it's killing motherfuckers, right? And they're showing these dudes walk down the street. Like, dude, they showed the same headline over in India or something 2 days ago. They're like, if Corona's spiking in India, and they show the same clip that they showed back in March of 2020.
Yeah. Yep.
Bro, here's the problem. And this is what I'm starting to realize, and I think a lot of people are as well, is that we've been being lied to for a long fucking time by the media and the powers that be that control shit. And now the whole machine that they've created, the propaganda machine, has actually created the free flow of information, meaning social media, Instagram, text, all this shit, because information can flow from so many places at so many times so quick that they can no longer contain their manipulation. And so what I think is actually happening right now is what I said over a year ago, is that they are lifting the curtain and showing people just how corrupt the whole entire system is. And dude, that's kind of scary to think about. Like, how long's that been going on? How long have we been being manipulated before we got to be able to figure it the fuck out, because the information is too readily available, right? Like, it's easy when there's 4 news channels, there's ABC, NBC, Fox, and fucking CNN. PBS, right? And then C-SPAN or whatever. Like, let's just say there's 10. That's easy to contain. But when you have millions of people on the fucking internet who are all doing their own shit, you can no longer contain the narrative. So it becomes impossible to manipulate, and it becomes impossible to hide the truth. And what we're going to see real soon, guys, is a lot of this truth is going to come out. A lot of it. And a lot of you guys who fucking call me conspiracy theorists, you're going to realize that no, I actually just identified an actual conspiracy. And, I'm not saying I told you so or anything, because ultimately, dude, I want the best for those people too. That's why people like me speak up about things like this. Like guys like Ian Smith, guys like Saraski. Dude, these guys speak up for the people that hate them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people that hate them can't even comprehend that, like, hey, dude, we are speaking up for you.
For you, yeah.
Like try to understand that.
Bro,
we're trying to protect your freedom and your opportunity for excellence and your opportunity to, even if you don't exercise it.
Yeah.
We want you to at least have that, like all Americans. No matter if you fucking hate me or love me, I want that for you. I want you to have freedom. I want you to be able to make decisions and have a clear path. Now, do we have problems in America that need to be fixed? Fucking right we do. We definitely got a police culture problem. No question. That needs to be, is it as big as they say? Fuck no, it's not as big as they say. Cops are not out like what LeBron James said, oh, I'm afraid to leave my house. Bro, you're full of shit. You're full of shit, bro. You're full of shit.
He said that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You grew up, you've been famous since you were in 7th or 8th grade. You've been on fucking ESPN in high school. You're a billionaire. Shut the fuck up. Go play your fucking sport. You are not the dude, he's sitting there with a Malcolm X book, not even knowing what Malcolm X fucking says.
Yeah. Yeah.
If Malcolm X was alive, he'd be saying the exact same shit I'm saying right now. The exact same shit. Those motherfuckers are manipulating you guys to get you to vote for them to solve the problems that they're creating. And like, dude, we have to fucking wake the fuck up, guys. And this isn't about politics. This isn't about Trump or fucking Biden. This is about like, hey, man, us people of all races that live here in America need to start identifying each other as Americans and not black dude, white chick, fucking they. Like, dude, no. They're just fucking people. They're fucking people with problems like you. They're people with feelings like you. They're people with frustrations like you. And until we can come together and realize that we are being played against each other with all this fake narrative shit, and we're going to lose. We're all going to lose. All of us. All of us. And dude, the good news is I think that people are starting to come together. And I think people are starting to be more reasonable, and they are starting to recognize. And I think there's some hesitation because like some of the people, have been very much so buying into this stuff, right? They've kind of created their identity on social around it. Like I'm an activist. Like that was the thing in 2020, right? Well, it's real easy to become a non-activist and just go for what's right. Go delete that shit out of your profile and start supporting the people who are fucking speaking up for you. It's real simple, guys.
I have this friend.
I'm ready, man. I'm tired of this hate shit.
Yeah. I have this friend, he's in the PhD program at K-State. He got his master's at the JFK School of Business at Harvard, and he's from Hungary. So Hungary was historically a communist country. And I said to him, hey, man, I got to ask you a question from your perspective. So from your outside perspective, a lot of times liberal people are always worried that America is going to become this fascist dictatorship. But then there's conservatives who are worried that America is going to become this like communist socialist dictatorship. I said, which do you think we're more likely to become? And he said, Vaughn, I actually don't think you're in danger of doing all that stuff. He said, you Americans, he said, you look at Europe, you look at Asia, these countries are like thousands of years old. They've gone through monarchies. They've gone through really, really whacked out forms of government. I mean, obviously the Soviets had their communist government. He said, from my perspective, the founding fathers of this country were brilliant in building a checks and balances between like the judiciary and the executive branch and the legislative branch. He said, but more than that, he said, honestly, he said, I'm probably flattering you guys, but you Americans just have freedom in your DNA. And he said, I don't think that means that everything's always going to go smoothly in the future. But he said, I think when everything comes down to it, there's going to be that core group of guys, that core group of men and women who go like, all right, enough is enough.
I think that's happening now.
You know? And so that was really encouraging to me. I mean, it's just one guy's opinion, but he's a super smart dude coming from a communist thing. And he just said, he really believes, he said, you guys have liberty in your DNA, for better or for worse.
Well, bro, I mean, you've seen what's going on in Arizona a little bit, right? Like they're running an actual forensic audit.
Yeah.
You know, people don't understand what a fucking forensic audit is. A forensic audit, guys, is they are going in, they're examining every single detail of the votes. They're looking at the paper. They're looking at the folds. They're looking at the envelopes. They are then looking at the accounting forensics. Where did the paper come from? What company did it come from? What country did it come from? Or is there inconsistencies in this paper and that paper? Is like, dude, they're forensically examining everything to see where the fraud was. And the government, the current American government, has the DOJ write them a letter, an aggressive letter saying to stop the audit. Why is it, if you had 81 million fucking votes, bro, the most ever in history, which we all know is bullshit. There's not one of you motherfuckers can look me in the fucking eye and tell me you think that's true.
Right.
We all know it's bullshit. Okay. So, but if let's just say you're a Biden voter and you see them trying to stop this audit and you really believe Biden won, don't you have to question yourself, why are they trying so fucking hard to stop this? Because if you really did win Maricopa County, you'd be the first Democrat to win it in over 70 years.
Right.
That's something to celebrate. That's something to be proud of. They should be saying, yeah, we stand behind the audit. We'll fucking show you we got 81 million votes. But that's not what's happening.
And we'll rub it in your nose.
That's
face.
What, if they actually won, that's what they would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wouldn't be afraid of it.
But the point is that people know, but they don't want to admit that they know that that's the truth. Like any logical person, dude, I don't care who you voted for, but here's what I do care about. If we're going to maintain freedom, we have to have election integrity. Okay. And everybody fucking knows that having an ID to vote is not racist.
Nah.
Bro, 80% of people agree on that subject. It's a unified fucking decision amongst America. You cannot tell me that there's people out like, dude, I'm sorry. If you were dumb enough to not be able to get an ID, we shouldn't have you vote.
Exactly. That's the fucking
truth. You shouldn't vote.
How do these people, seriously, how do these people drive a car or go to the bar?
Vaughn, it's a made up thing.
Yeah.
It's not a real thing. It's a made up thing. Just like it's made up that 70 million Americans already got the vaccine when they're doing these max vaccinations and nobody's showing the fuck up.
Right.
This has all been a manipulation. And this is my opinion. This has all been a mass manipulation by a group of key people. Okay. Now, I'm not talking conspiracy theory like these people are eating fucking kids and shit. I don't fucking. What I am saying is that there's 5 or 6, 10 people out there who could easily collaborate and have been shown to be friends and together and work together who could make this happen. And if we are going to be a country where you, no matter who you are and what you believe, want to have a say in this country, which you all should, no matter who you are or what you believe, we have to have election integrity. We have to know that our vote counts. We have to know that it matters, because the minute it doesn't matter, none of us have a voice.
Right.
And that goes for you guys too, for the people who are listening to the show and you're saying, you know what, Andy, I don't like anything you fucking say. Fuck you. You're fucking a piece of shit. And I hate, like, even for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys still going to want to have a voice. Right. And so, dude, we as Americans have to put our little fucking things aside and get together and say, hey, man, we kind of want to know the truth here. Right. And if they did fucking do what they're accused of doing, they should be dealt with. I think most people agree with that. So my opinion is, why are they trying so hard to stop it if they've got nothing to hide? Why is Rachel Maddow on CNN having a fucking meltdown about this audit if she's not scared?
Bro, that'd be like you taking a math test and grading it yourself. And then when the teacher comes to collect it, you like tell the teacher, no, it's okay. I got an A on it. I promise you, I got an A.
But see, now the mainstream media, now they're trying to tarnish this audit as a Republican audit.
Yeah.
Like, dude, this is just fucking bullshit.
You mean the one that's being live streamed 24 hours a day?
24 hours with independent fucking people videoing every single part of the fuck. Like, there's 100% transparency going on.
It was more transparent than the fucking election, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and then they found, what came out today or yesterday was that the people who ran the election for the state of Arizona didn't have the administrative passwords for the voting machines.
Mm-hmm.
So in their mind, it's completely possible that they don't think there was fraud, but that this actually makes it more likely, not less likely. Because let's say you have 100 people who are in charge of the votes, and they all put the votes in, and then they get accused of cheating, but they didn't cheat. And the cheating actually happened after the votes were submitted by these other people over here, which is actually what it looks like may have happened.
Right.
That's just less people that need to be involved in this whole thing, which makes it more likely, not less likely. Right. So,
and that's just in that state.
Yeah. And these are things that are coming out of this. Yeah, dude, that's not in
that's not universal.
That's not in Michigan, where there was 115 or 140,000 votes that 98% of them went to Biden at 3:00 in the morning, or in Georgia, or in Pennsylvania, or, dude, guys, we have to fucking be able to recognize the truth, and we have to want the truth. And it doesn't matter if you're black, white, yellow, what your friends believe, this is important, not just for you to get your way because you want to look like you were right here. This is important because your kids, or the kids that you are going to have someday, are going to be literal fucking slaves. They're not going to have the opportunities that you had. You think you don't have opportunities now? Fuck. Like, dude.
And I think in order to get there, Andy, we have to remove our emotions from it. We have to. You have to be willing.
Well, we have to at least question them.
You have to. But bro, like, in your 22 years of being an amazing business person, have you ever made an emotional decision?
Well, I've never been an amazing business person. That's why it took 22 fucking years.
But have you ever made like an emotional decision? I'm sure you have.
Yeah. And they were all wrong.
You know what I'm saying? And so at some point we have to when we get this information, when we get these things,
I never made a good decision when I was emotional.
No, you never will. You never will, because and guess what? You'll come back eventually. Hey, I was fucked up. I was wrong. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Well, we need to change it. So you cannot make a decision. I actually think that's
the whole key to my fucking success, bro. Is the fact that I can recognize when I'm wrong real fucking fast.
Yeah. Emotions aside, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the actual truth. What's the actual truth? Right? That's all that matters. Take your emotions aside of it. Take it out of it completely. Put that over to the side. It's okay to have emotions. That means you're human, but you can't make life-changing decisions based off of emotions.
No, dude.
You can't do it.
And we have to ask ourselves, why do we have these emotions? Where do they come from? Where did I learn that this was bad? Who taught me that?
Right.
What does their life look like? Are they where I want to be? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like there's a vetting process that should go through our minds before we decide what team we're going to fucking stand for. Motherfucker, I'm on Team America. You know what I'm saying? Even if you fucking hate what I'm about, I still want you to have America. And there's not enough of that going around, man. It's a lot of people standing on one side of the fence or the other side of the fence, and they're saying, fuck you. And the other guy say, well, fuck you too. It's like that video I posted on my Instagram where that fucking dog.
Hey, what's your name?
Yeah. What's your name?
Tony.
Fuck you, Tony.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
Ezekiel.
Well, fuck you, Ezekiel.
Like that's America right now, man. Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, dude, and it's just absurd. And that's fine. We can argue all we want. Like, dude, I'm all down for some arguing, but it's dangerous right now. Like, for real. And so, I just wish people would put their pride aside and start seeing themselves as an American, not as, a white American or a black American or a trans American or a fucking whatever, any of the things, this isn't about those things. This is about this thing. And where are the values that this land that we all cohabitate on, what are they going to be? And we've done pretty fucking good so far. In 200 years, we went from a country that didn't fucking exist to the most powerful and successful country in the fucking world.
Most desired country too.
So it can't be that bad.
You know what? I'll tell you this much. If I was a black person who was really a quality human being who thought really highly of law enforcement and I was pulled over right now, the very first thing I would say is, I just want you to know, officer, I'm a black person who thinks very highly of police officers. Because the truth is, I mean, if you are a really, really awesome black person with a great character, you have no beef with cops. Nowadays, because of the narrative that all black people hate cops,
it makes it more dangerous.
It makes it more dangerous. It makes it more, well, maybe not more dangerous, but more tense.
Yes. Because,
I'd be joking with that. I'd be like, hey, officer, I'm totally fine with you pulling me over.
Vaughn, the funny thing, Washington State University, and I like Washington, right?
Yeah.
They did a study in 2019. They took 1,000 police officers and they put them in a no shoot situation, right? So you're in a simulator, there's a screen, and they just pop up these images and you have to choose right there, split second, if you're going to shoot, okay? Mm-hmm. There was 4 different images that would appear. It would either be a white man that was armed with a knife or a gun, or be a white man that was unarmed. There'd be a black man that was armed, a black man that was unarmed. Did you know that in that study that they concluded, right? The conclusion of that study said that white police officers were more likely to shoot a white unarmed man than a black armed man.
You know why? Because they're fucking terrified of enforcing the law.
And so
look at this dude down in Columbus, man.
Yeah.
He does the right thing. He saves someone's child.
Yeah.
And
does her black life not matter?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you got LeBron James fucking attacking him instantly.
Yeah, you're next.
Bro. This is wrong.
Oh, dude, before we wrap up, I do have to ask you this. What's your take on the International Olympic Committee saying no Black Lives Matter?
Oh, I fucking love it.
What do you think their motive was saying that was, though?
Well, dude, I think that look, you're talking about China, right?
No, the International Olympic Committee said that Black Lives Matter shirts and what's it called? Regalia merchandise is banned.
Yeah.
It will not be allowed anywhere. You can wear equality, you can wear justice, you can wear,
Before that, did you see the statement where the Black Lives Matter fist, you can't do that when they're showing your country, you can't do it.
But that's not the United States. That's literally the international community has said that. Now my take on that is they realize that it's been a huge money-making thing. It's been essentially woke capitalism. And they're saying we're not going to have anything.
I think it's deeper than that, Vaughn. I think it's because if you look at the Olympics, who goes to the Olympics, right? Those are your finest. You're representing your country, right? And America is not BLM. That's not what America is about. No. And so I think they're trying to make sure that the Olympics stay the Olympics, where you're representing each country, the finest people from those countries, right? The strongest men and women from those countries, and represent what that country is about. America is not BLM. That's not what it's about.
But the really intriguing thing about it is that Olympic Committee is not just made of Americans.
No, it's not. But that's what I'm saying. So that's not what this is about. This is about countries being strong.
I don't think it's either one of those things.
What do you think?
I think that the people that finance BLM are financing the same kind of groups in other countries all over the world, and they're called different things, and they don't want none of that shit there.
Yeah.
And they realize what a lot of Black Americans and a lot of white liberal Americans do not realize is that Black Lives Matter, while a noble statement,
sure,
okay, because they do matter.
They should matter more.
Is a terrible fucking slogan for that organization, because that organization is actually a fucking divisive anarchist organization. They're not fighting for an actual cause.
It's a money laundering organization.
That's right. They're taking advantage of people who have good hearts and say Black Lives Matter, because fucking they do matter. And they're getting people to donate money. They're taking the money and they're doing fucked up shit with it.
Buying $4 million worth of houses.
It's not just that, bro. That fucking money that they financed from here, I guarantee you when this all comes out, they're going to find out that money that was sent here was then used to fund another fucking group in over here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so I think they recognize that. I think they
Probably
recognize
so.
that this is somewhat of a terrorist type organization that is designed to create cultural divisiveness in all different countries of all different types. And that's the main fundraiser for it. So I think that's more of it.
And to your point earlier, I think if the people at CNN actually discovered that was absolutely true, that this was all,
they know it.
They know it. They would never report it.
Oh,
which is why I don't believe. I'm with you. I don't believe a word they say.
They know it now.
Yeah,
they know what it is now. It's serving them now, right? Antifa serves their cause now. The minute it doesn't serve their cause, they're going to fucking say it's bullshit. Just like look at Caitlyn Jenner running for GOP governor of California. The whole left has turned their back on this person because of their political beliefs. And so none of the things they say about this group, the trans community, applies to Jenner anymore because he's not within their political narrative.
Right.
And dude, so what's that mean? That means that all this shit you fucking all say is bullshit. You don't believe any of it.
Yeah.
No, I 1000% agree with that.
And bro, that's the hypocrisy that we're in the middle of right now that needs to be addressed and needs to be recognized and addressed accordingly. And the way that you address it accordingly is very simple. I'm not donating to that. I'm not buying into that. I'm not supporting it. I'm not about it. Do I think Black Lives Matter? Fucking right, I do. Do I think Asian lives matter? Yes, I do. Do I think white lives matter? Yes, they fucking do. And do I think police lives matter? Yes, they do. And they all matter the same. They all matter the same. And are there things that need to be fixed? Yes. Like I mentioned before, we have culture issues here, there, and everywhere. Everybody's got culture issues. But like those are the things that could fix this are very simple. Identify actual inequality opportunity. Where is the actual inequality opportunity? Well, I would say that the school systems need to be reformed. I think that this starts when kids are young, especially in socioeconomically oppressed and lower communities. The education options are fucking terrible. And then we're surprised that these communities replicate over and over and over, generation. So until we fix that for an entire generation, we're going to continue to have the same problem. The issue is part of the people, the fucking ones over there on the far left, they want the Black community and the socioeconomically community to vote for them. So instead of helping them, they keep them in the same position over and over again on purpose. And until we wake up and realize that that's what's actually happening, nothing's going to change. So,
well, not only that, all those small, I don't want to say small, but all those issues that we're talking about here, this big shit has to get fixed first. And then we can start addressing those things. Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Well, the momentum has to be stopped. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because we're going down the wrong way. But I'm just what my point in saying that, I'm not saying that's the only problem. I'm just acknowledging that I think that's a problem that needs to be fixed.
For sure.
Okay. I've been around all kinds of people, man. I've been around billionaires, and I've been around negative billionaires. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everything in between, bro. And I'm going to tell you right now, most people are the fucking same.
Yeah.
They're the same. They're not mean. They're not evil. They don't harbor inside hate. Like we were talking about the KKK earlier. Motherfucker, I've never even seen a KKK member.
No, except for on the news and shit.
Yeah,
I've never seen one in person.
I've never met one in real life. Like I've never seen any, like I've never fucking, like this shit, like we have to understand there's nuance. Like, bro, and I've said this for years, if this mat on the table represents 100% of the population, this much and that much, they're going to suck. And that's what we're doing now. So we, the rest of the people, instead of getting together and saying, hey man, I love you, let's fucking fix this shit and say, fuck these guys. Instead, what we're doing is we're defending these fuckers and we're trying to, it's like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? I don't know, man. It's very frustrating. If I could get everybody's ear for fucking, an hour, I think I could help. Mm-hmm. But, people have to be ready to hear it.
Yeah, but dude, it's, something that's really inspires a lot of hope in me is, you've been asked a lot of times, how'd you scale from 1999 to now where you built this 9-figure company? And one of the phrases that you've used again and again is, well, 1 + 1 = 2. You take one customer, you turn them into 2 customers. 2 customers, turn them into 4 customers. That's the way it works for basically changing the.
It's a ripple effect.
Yeah, it's a ripple effect. Like all of us, don't worry about having 1 billion followers or by, drawing an audience from all over the world. Worry about your own backyard and the people within your sphere of influence them, change their mind.
Not. This comes back to simple shit like we teach on the MFCEO project, guys. There's only one way to lead people. It's by example.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which means you can yell and you can post and you can bitch and you can cry. And there is a time to speak up. And I believe that time is currently, right? Which hence the shit I've said for the last 12 months. There's, like I said to DJ today, there's a lot of days where I would like to change this logo back to MFCEO and go back to but I feel like we have more important
There's an obligation here.
Yes, to address than just making a bunch of fucking money. That's only a small part of it. And, I just wish people would, set the example for what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? If you think racism is wrong, don't be fucking racist. If you think there should be diversity, make your shit diverse. Hanging around only white people or only black people. Like if you're a black person, you only hang around black people, you're not diverse. Diversity is all of us, and we have to understand these things. And we also have to understand the real math. 13% of the population is black. The rest ain't.
Yeah.
So when you look at a picture or a photo of, one little photo of somebody's life, you can't think, well, where are all the black people? Like that's not look, man. There's 13%.
Right.
There's that's 10 to 90. That means basically 9 others for one. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But the media has people so wound up that they look at any picture and, these social justice, fucking white social justice warriors who grew up in a fucking sheltered household who feel guilty because they didn't have to do shit their whole lives and they got to go to fucking Stanford. They can't even do simple math. And so they look at a picture of 4 white dudes and they say, where's the black dude?
Right.
Well, it's statistically improbable there's going to be a black guy in that photo.
Yeah.
That's fucking math. Like, bro, I thought you would know that if you went to fucking Stanford.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we have to be realistic.
But math's racist.
Huh?
Math's racist. So they wouldn't study it.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot that.
That's probably why they don't think that.
Dude, no shit, bro. But like the media has people believing that the numbers are something that they aren't.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't even sound so far-fetched because they make the police officer on black person way more than it really is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's their bread and butter. That's what it is, man.
Well, dude, at the end of the day, bro, it's really simple. It is what MLK said. It's that men and women and people here should be aligned by their core values of being American and being prideful to live in a place where we all have more opportunity than literally any other place we could live. And that goes for all of you listening. I don't care what you think. That's the truth. If you don't think that's the truth, you haven't been around. Okay. You're ignorant. And I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm saying that as a matter of fact. And so we have to understand and stop seeing people as gay or straight or black or white and start seeing people for who the fuck they are underneath that shit.
Yeah.
And if we don't get back to that, bro, this country is going to fucking die.
Told my teacher, dumb bitch, I'm going to